Welcome back to Introduction to Lincoln Douglas. Today, we're talking about flowing. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Flowing may sound very confusing, actually. A lot of people get very tripped up over flowing, but I promise it's really not. Flowing, that word, it's just a fancy way of saying note-taking. So flowing is nothing more, it's nothing less, it's just taking notes. Now, there is a normal way in Lincoln-Douglas debate to take notes, and this normal way is actually the best way, at least the best way that I've found, the best way that I've ever seen anyone do it. So I'll teach you that way now. This is really helpful, and at first you may be sitting there going, this seems unnecessarily confusing and difficult and complicated. Why? But I promise, once you start doing debate rounds, you'll realize, no, this is pretty helpful. All right. Since this is something that you can sort of do while I'm talking to you, go ahead and do this with me. If you have a sheet of paper or if you have a legal pad, you're going to need something about the size of a legal pad. If you have a legal pad near you or a sheet of paper, go ahead and pull that out. If not, pause the video, go find one. All right. So take your legal pad or piece of blank paper and turn the paper horizontally. So turn it like this. And divide the paper into 5 sections. Do that using 4 vertical lines, so all the way from the top to the bottom of the paper. And again, the paper's turned horizontally. Once you've done that, draw one horizontal line through the entire paper, kind of right in the middle. Congratulations, you now have a flow pad. Here's how you use it. So you should have it divided into 5 columns, and you should have those 5 columns divided into a top and a bottom. In the first column, on the top, you'll write the affirmative case. On the second column, on the bottom, you'll write the negative case. You may be wondering, why on earth am I writing the negative case in the second column and the affirmative case in the first column? Why not put them both in the first column? The answer is, it's complicated. After a few years of doing debate, you'll suddenly have a moment where it'll sort of click and you'll be like, oh, that's why you do that. And in that moment, it will just be a rush of joy to your heart. Not really. That's the debate nerd in me talking. All right. So you have the top that has the affirmative case on the top of the first column, and you have the negative case on the bottom of the second column. Any arguments, any one of the round makes for or against the affirmative case, you're going to write on the top half. Any arguments in the round that someone makes for or against the negative case, you're going to write on the bottom half. When I say write, by the way, I don't actually mean write out the whole argument. There's no flow pad big enough for you to write out an entire case. I mean take notes, and it doesn't really matter at this point, really, how you take notes. If you have a particular way of doing it, that's fine. Most people use abbreviations. It doesn't matter a whole lot. I would recommend, when we get into advanced LD, we'll talk about a few tricks regarding flowing, but I would recommend that you do use abbreviations. But again, that part doesn't really matter. The key is that you can have this flow pad and you can kind of glance down at it and say, okay, this argument happened and it was made here by this person. So this is a way to record the round. So it's pretty simple so far. There's only one other thing that you need to know in order to be a phenomenal flower. Whenever someone responds to an argument, so say that the affirmative has an argument, they have their value, human rights. If the negative were to get up and say, all right, I have 2 responses to that value, you would take your pen or your pencil and you would draw an arrow from the affirmative's value to the 2 responses. And that, again, is just a way of saying, all right, these arguments were in response to the value. It's just a way to clarify and keep that clear. All right, if this whole procedure seems kind of useless, don't worry. Again, this is something that you really do have to get in. You have to do speech and debate, do a few rounds in order to really start to understand the use of it. For homework, I'm going to have you take a quiz on flowing, but I'm also recommending that if you're part of a club, you should go to your club and you should flow around. So go ahead and take the notes using the procedure that we've talked about for a debate round. Don't be the one debating. Be the one listening, if possible. If not, that's okay, but if possible, work it out that way. Next time, we're going to start looking at how to analyze a resolution.